All right, let's see if this works. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, guys. Opening a helpline Triple T style. Hi, guys. It's me. By myself. Because Marconin is not feeling well. Poor Marconin. But we figured we would do something for you guys. Because, you know, it's Sunday night and Triple T night and all that great stuff. So I figured what we could do is try out a call-in show. I don't do these very often, so I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but we'll figure it out. The best way to be doing it is to just kind of roll with it. And if it sucks, I won't put it up on the feed. And if I do, if it's awesome, then we'll put it up on the feed. So, hi. Of course, it's because I love you guys. We wanted to have you have something in there. So here's what I'm thinking. So I have to have your Skype information in order for you to be on the call with me. And so that is the stipulation, because otherwise I can't add you into what I'm doing because it won't work because Skype is dumb. So sorry, people who make Skype. Sorry, it's still dumb. So here's what I'm thinking. We can do anything you want. I've got a bunch of tell us one thing questions. We can use some of those. If you have a discussion topic that you want to talk about with me, we can do that too. Let's swing it. We'll go for an hour. We'll see how it goes. And I'm going to rely on you guys to kind of get me through this because I don't know if you know this, but I have a little bit of a fear of doing streams by myself. It's a little weird because I'm talking to nobody. So, I mean, you're here, you guys are here, but you're on a delay. So, Jay, it's so silly. All right, so let me make sure my sounders are working. Let's see here.
Call your mother.
Call your mother. Yes, I hear my sounders. My sounders sound good. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of start off with the normal show and just kind of talk about what's been going on for the last couple days, for the last week, explain what this is about. And we'll just wing it. So if you want to send me, I'll bring this up on here. So I am logged in at the username Tauren Think Tank on the Twitch. So if you want to be on the call with me, we'll just do some talking. You just need to send me a private message if I don't have your Skype name so that I can get you added into that as well. So we'll just do it that way. Sound good? Hi, Jerry. I know, right? I don't have anything planned for this. So, Jerry, if you want to call in and you want to bring up a topic that we can just chew on with the chat room, that's fine too. Everybody, we'll chew on topics. How's that sound? Just chew on topics. All right. So, I am going to do the normal show and then I'll let you guys know when it's time for call-ins. And if you have my Skype information, which is here, Jules the Tauren. If you don't have me in there, oh, I just spelled it wrong. That's better. That's better. So that's me, and that's how you can call me on there too. So here we go. We'll do a show. We'll figure it out. Like I said, if it sucks, it sucks. But you guys are going to be here with me as well as part of it. So. All right, here we go. This is so weird. Oh my God, this is so weird. Okay, in 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to Tauren Think Tank, the World of Warcraft podcast for you, the World of Warcraft player.
It's episode 168 of Tauren Think Tank. Today is Sunday, November 22nd of 2015. It is 8:02 p.m. Central Daylight Time. My name is Jules, and I'm the only one here. Yeah. Poor Marconin is not feeling well tonight. And he sent me a message about an hour ago and said that he has been feeling kind of bad, achy, and gross all day, and then he got a fever. And of course I said, no, you are going to rest and get rid of this. It's before Thanksgiving. You want to be able to have yourself a decent holiday. So go get some rest. And I decided, well, you know what? We have a wonderful chat room. They're always here every Sunday. So let's try something different this week. And that is going to be a call-in show. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wing it, and we're going to figure out how it goes. I have that feeling right now. If you've ever seen Wayne's World, that moment where Wayne leaves the stage and Garth is standing there by himself and having to carry the show. Hi, guys. I'm here. That's how I feel right now. I'm just warning you, because it is the strangest thing for me to do this by myself. I've never done this show on my own. So, yeah, it's kind of cool. It's kind of weird. It's putting me out of my comfort zone. But that's okay. We like that. So let me get started first off with what's been going on this week. Because we always do it that way. So we'll do it that way again. So big thing that we had this week is Cat on Fire. Can't believe Marconin isn't here. Cat on Fire. We were like missing for like 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks. I missed 3 weeks in a row because of stuff getting ready for BlizzCon and after BlizzCon and all those things. And so we kind of slogged our butts into raid on Monday and said, we're going to go and we're going to raid and we're going to get this. It's Archimon Day. We're taking him down. And man, we weren't sure because we were missing quite a few people. And then we had some friends that brought in some other friends. We brought in a couple ringers, people who might have some extra heroic gear. But we were getting closer and closer and closer. And the last pull that we were about to have, we just all kind of said, we're doing this so close. We're so close. And you just have that feeling. You know that feeling when you're raiding and it's like, we got this. Like, we know we got this, right? And we got it. Like, it was awesome. And there was nerd screams and there was happy people. And it was so, so cool. I was like the happiest. Oh, we were so glad. And everybody's like, okay, we're going to bed. Actually, that was me. I was like, all right, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. But people stayed and they ran dungeons together. And it was so, so cool. So Cat on Fire has now taken out Archimon in normal, which is awesome. So congratulations to all of my raid teammates. We got a really cool picture out of it. So that is so cool. It's been a busy week. It's been like one of those weeks where you're just like, where did the week go? But I had to work all week too, which was weird because I usually work about 4.5 days a week or so. Because I have, I actually have 3.5 days roughly, because I only work 30 hours a week now. And I had one of those weeks where all of my coworkers were gone. I had to take a day off when we got back from BlizzCon. And so I had to work 5 days and it felt like the longest week I'd ever had, which is weird because I work those hours all the time. So it kind of felt like a crazy week, but it's been a good week. I'm sad Marconin can't be here tonight. He wanted me to tell everybody that he misses you guys so much. And he's going to do everything he can to get better so we can have a show next week. So with that, I'm going to throw out the discussion bumper because I can, because it's here. And we'll just see what come up with. How's that? Here we go.
Let's kick around some ideas, not gnomes.
All right. My Skype is going bonkers here. So I will bring in all of this stuff here. All right. Chat room. If you guys would like to call me, we'll try to get to you as we can. We'll just do a discussion. If you have something you want to talk about, we'll talk about it. If you say, Jules, I want to take one of your tell us one thing questions, I'll take one of those. So we'll do it. We'll figure it out. So it's your time. You can do it right now. It's kind of a weird thing, but it works. So this is the call now segment. And don't be afraid. Don't be fearful in there. So you guys gotta, all right. So who wants to be first? Go ahead in the chat room. Tell me who. So is it Nika? Nika, do I have your Skype? Do I have your Skype? I don't know if I do. Are you guys singing "Call Me" in the chat room? They're going, "Call me on the line." Nika, I need your Skype. That's what I'm gonna need. I have Zafira, so I will call her in right now. Let's do that. Let's see if that works. It's ringing. Hello.
Hi, Jules. How are you?
Good, Zeph. How are you?
Fantastic. Nice to hear from you.
Yeah, you too. Thanks for breaking the ice for all these losers. No, I'm kidding. All these people in the chat room. So now you're going to be on the hot seat to prove that this process works.
Absolutely. Anytime I can help the Triple T guys out, it's fun. It's always fun in the chat room. So
sweet.
Always have a good time.
So what do you want to talk about? What should we, do you want to tell us one thing question? Do you have a discussion question you want to throw out there?
I was thinking about the story that you told last week about Nev.
Yeah.
And how he gave you a hug and everything. And it's I actually try to spend a lot of time with my guildies that I am close with, like in the raid teams and stuff. And I try to get them to know them individually and kind of how they are. And I could see Nev doing that.
Yeah.
And it's it's great to hear that he's doing so well. So that's something that I remember you guys talking about months ago.
I know.
So is there another story that you can think of that kind of pops out for you?
Oh, that's a good question. So are you talking about previous writers who just wanted to share an update, that kind of thing, or someone that I met in person?
Whether in person or just an update, either one.
The one person that I tend to kind of hang on to for a long, he just sticks in my brain all the time, is Jim Beverly. And Sergeant Jim Beverly, if you guys remember from back in the earlier days of Triple T, when we had him on the show, he told us his story about his time in Afghanistan, and the subsequent problems that he had after being mortally injured in close to death, and then dealing with PTSD as someone and someone in the military. Is that like a
That's my alarms.
Oh, your smoke alarm?
Batteries. Yeah. Yeah, some of them were replaced too, so I have to fix the batteries.
I gotcha.
So I'm trying to mute, and you're no.
He's become someone who is just very, everything that he's been through and all the things that he's recovered from in his time. He has such a love for what we do on Triple T, and he's been just someone I've known for so long. And I'll get messages, he sent me a message the other day actually, and said that he's been recently relocated into the United States. So he's now in New York. So going from Germany to New York, big transition, but so nice to be back in the United States. And he was able to connect with someone that he met through the show, have dinner with them, he and his wife. And he said, if I hadn't known you, I wouldn't have known him. And that was super cool. It was this is really, it makes me remember some of the stuff that we have been able to do to help people and to connect people, because that's something that I realize happens more and more, is that we connect people together as this show. And it's a huge, awesome, in the word awe, I am in awe of how people connect through Triple T. And it's this huge thing that I love. And sometimes it scares the shit out of me. So those are the two things that it really sticks in my brain.
Yeah. And it's you hear those stories at work too. I take phone calls for work, and I'm whenever I hear somebody say, oh, I'm a fireman or I'm a policeman or something, it's always nice to say thank you. So I think people forget to do that. So yeah, I always make it a point to say thanks. Mm-hmm. And it's always nice to hear Jim's perspective on things and his little stories that throw into Triple T. So that's really cool.
Thank you. Well, thank you for calling in, Zeph. I hope you find that rogue smoke alarm.
Yeah, it's probably up here somewhere because all my ones downstairs are fine. So I'm gonna look this week. So.
Good for you. Well, you have an awesome night, and thank you for calling in.
Anytime, Jules. Thanks.
Bye. Oh, that was so cool. Yeah, these are fun. These are fun to do, and you guys can ask like that. It can be like an ask me almost anything. There's certain things I can't answer, but I will certainly do my best to answer. Jayonce. We're going to get Jayonce into this mess. Here we go. This is going to be trouble. Answer your phone, Jay. Come on now, answer. Will you answer your phone?
I didn't expect you to call. I totally just let it go.
Oh, you stink. Seriously. He said in the chat, call me Jules. I have a fart pending. What did you say?
It was a belch. I don't make it worse than it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jayonce, my friend Jay, who you've heard him before on our Triple T gaming nights. I'm sorry.
Why do you always apologize for me?
Well, I feel like I have to.
One of us has to, but it shouldn't have to be you, and it's not going to be me.
All right, Jayonce, besides your belch, what did you have for me?
I didn't have anything prepared, but tell me about the Heroes Tournament you watched while I think of something good.
Oh, okay. So today's Heroes Tournament, I was watching Enter the Storm, which is like a 4 or 5 week tournament going on, North America and EU, which is kind of cool. And I didn't realize that EU was going on this morning, and so I got up, I was doing stuff around the house, and I'm like, oh, look, there's a Heroes Tournament on. So I started watching that, and then it went from the same caster doing the EU to the same caster doing the NA. So I found that I was like watching all of this stuff as I'm doing other things, like I'm cleaning and I'm taking care of the cats and I'm doing all this stuff, and I'm like, and they kicked out some pretty cool drafts. It was awesome. So we had Cho'Gall.
Cool.
Cho'Gall was played. Artanis was played. Lili got picked twice.
Wow.
Like, what?
Yeah. I like Lili because I like watching her body ragdoll across the screen when you kill her.
Oh, stop it.
Do you want me to tell them the converse of that story, the way I saw that story from Saturday's perspective?
Sure.
Okay, so you and I were playing Heroes. We were having a great time. The sun was shining, birds were chirping. It was a great day. And then you heard that there was a tournament on and basically said, I'm going to watch this tournament. I'm not coming back. GFY. And
Why?
that is
Are you crying still, or is this going to ruin our friendship?
The salt I experienced from that was really good on popcorn, so I do thank you for that. But I came up with a topic.
Oh, you did?
You'll be proud of me.
Okay, go for it.
I just want to know, do you ever find yourself sabotaging yourself in like a goal that you set for yourself?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Why do we do that, and can you make me stop it?
Okay, are you talking about now?
No, it's like with each one of my goals.
Like,
all of them.
Is there a specific one, or is this the one that we've talked about in the past that you want me to bring up?
I don't remember which one we've talked about. We talk about everything.
Weight loss.
Oh, okay. You can talk about that one.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I said it, so there you go. Yeah, I sabotage myself all the time with that, and I wish I knew why. I've been doing a lot.
None of my problems. Thank you. Have a good night.
Do you really want me to answer it or no?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You're such a jerk. So by the way, I love Jayonce. This is the way we talk to each other, so I'm just warning you.
Oh, yeah. If people didn't know, you would think that we hate each other.
I know.
From the second we met each other, it was just like, hey, let's give each other a bunch of crap.
we give each other a lot of crap, and Jay, in all honesty, Jay's become a very, very good friend, and it's been a lot of fun this year to get to know him better. And he's gonna snipe something at me right now because I'm being too mushy, but
I'm gonna keep that one to myself and save it for you later. But I will tell you this: if you ever interact with me and I'm sarcastic or semi-rude to you, it means I really, really like you. And if I'm polite to you, I really can't stand you.
Yes, it's true. All right, so we'll get to your actual topic because, contrary to popular belief, Jayonce is actually very deep and very introspective. I outed you, but
it's not the first time I've been outed.
It's not the first time you've been outed. So, poor Stone is saying you were polite to him.
I always start with polite. Like the first time I met Jules, for the first 5 minutes, I was polite to her, and then we just fell into what we fell into. But I mean, like, if I've known you for a long time, in my family, we don't hug or say I love you or any of that. We give each other shit. Yeah. That's what we do. Like, if my mom fell down the stairs, but I'll have a hearty laugh and then go check on her.
Well, this is funny though, because I'll sidetrack just a little bit, because this is how I interact with a lot of my family too. And how I'm used to interacting with people who live on the East Coast in general, because it seems to be a more prevalent style of communication is that when you like each other, they call it breaking your chops. You break people's chops.
That's a nice way for it. Yep.
Right. And so you just, it's a term of endearment. It's a way that people interact. And so I fall into that very easily with people because I'm so used to it from my family, which is what they do. So that's a nice little sidetrack. So let's talk a little bit about sabotaging your goals. I've been doing a lot of thinking about why I struggle so badly with my weight loss goals, because I'll be completely honest, after we got done with BlizzCon, it was just like there's candy everywhere and everybody's been giving me stuff, and it's like I just want to eat it all. And I have been, which sucks, because I'm not doing what I was doing before, which was being much more controlled. And and I wonder, I've been trying to figure out why that is. I think that one of the things that I do as an introvert, and also as someone who is highly empathetic, like I feel people's emotions around me all the time. And sometimes it can be very overwhelming. Like when I'm at work and my two coworkers are in my space, it becomes very difficult for me when they are sniping at each other to block it out and not feel anxious and frustrated and, just all of that emotional content. And when I'm by myself, I'm just fine. It's like, hey, I'm feeling good. I'm centered. I don't feel like anything is just going to invade my space. And so when I went to BlizzCon, it was like this rush of emotion. It's crazy. There was just people everywhere and people giving me so much appreciation and love and attention and all these things that are just kind of, not that I don't have them in my normal life, but BlizzCon is not my normal life. And then when I got back home, it was like everything just kind of went reset, and my buttons got reset, and now I don't know what to do with myself anymore. Does that make sense to you? Like I feel like I don't know what to do with myself right now.
It does make sense, but as your friend, I'm going to tell you, don't try and fill that time with another project. Maybe you could do some of the stuff that you enjoy doing.
Yeah, I know.
Because the first thing you're going to do is be like, okay, now I'm going to work on this, this, and this, and then if there's 5 minutes sometimes, I'll take time for myself.
Yeah, and this weekend I took a lot of time for myself, and I feel like I feel guilty about it. Like,
you should. You totally blew me off on Saturday when you were playing Heroes.
But see, now Jayonce is the kind of friend, which I absolutely appreciate, is that he gets it when I get into introvert mode. Because we spent a lot of time together at BlizzCon, and we spent a lot of time together at Nerdtacular this year. So we got to know each other in both in being in each other's physical space and also talking to each other. And so he knew there were times where I was at BlizzCon where we were standing next to each other and I was just in introvert mode and just kind of resetting my body, and he didn't talk to me. He didn't look at me. He just did his thing. And then he goes, yeah, I could see you needed 15 minutes to just kind of reset. And I'm like, I just looked at him and I said, I love you. Thank you so much for getting that about me, because I'm not always on. I'm not always in that mode, and it's exhausting for me to be around that many people for that long. But I was also highly energized by it. It was like this catch-22, which was really crazy to me. I couldn't sleep at night because I was so excited. But then there would be times where I'm just like, I just need 5 minutes to just not. Can I just not?
Yeah. This was my first BlizzCon, and I honestly have no idea how I felt about it.
Yes.
Because it was really great seeing everybody. It was a lot of fun times, and it was way too many people all at once. And I found that since I work at one in the day, I work at a college, and for my second job, because, I have time for that.
Right.
I work at a concert venue where they have hockey games, basketball games, and concerts. So my day can go from like being with 5,000 people during the day to 20,000 people at night. And that's why I've learned to really love traffic, because sometimes it's the only time where I am by myself.
Yeah, it's true.
So I can totally look at someone and be like, oh, she's out of this. Like, you can see in the eyes, like, she's trying her best, but the fight's gone. And she just we all need our 20 minutes. And at the end of the second day, when you and I were done watching Heroes for 9.5 hours, our honest goodbye at the end of BlizzCon was, hey, I'm not going to see you again. Have a good flight.
Yeah,
and
it was.
Because we were just kind of done with people for the next 20 minutes.
Yeah, and actually it was, for that time, it was just like we just, even though we weren't really, we were intensely interacting with the Heroes matches, and then it was like, okay, that's enough. And it was okay. It wasn't like the moment where it was like, but you didn't say goodbye to me in the proper way, therefore we're not friends. It's just that's rare. And Jay is also the kind of person that can basically tell me, girl, you need to just stop and slow down a little bit and do something that you enjoy instead of doing stuff for everybody else. And so getting back to the topic that you asked me about, I think that a lot of times I sabotage myself because I don't necessarily know how to treat myself well.
Because you know how to take care of everyone else, but you don't leave any energy for yourself.
Yeah.
See, now I can solve your problem, so can you solve mine?
I know. That's the thing that I think that you are, you've talked about it with yourself, and I'm not going to spill all your secrets, but, I think that you have to look at what you see in yourself and I think the last 2-3 months have been very, very eye-opening for me when I realized that my emotions play such a strong part in my motivation. That's when I can say, I get it. I probably need some self-care time because I'm not allowing myself to feel, or I'm not, my emotions are telling me one thing and my body's telling me another. So
do you think, where you said that, and I agree that people's emotion and the energy that they bring affects how you feel, do you find yourself taking more responsibility for the energy that you bring into a new place, like leaving your problems at the door?
Yes. Well, I guess the answer to that question is that I feel if it's a place where I am quote unquote responsible for, like I am, going into it knowing that people are there to, like, if it's a situation where it's a meetup and people want to see me, or that I am going to a family event and they're, because this happens with my family too, is like, since I live in Wisconsin and my family lives in New Jersey, when I go home, everybody's got their attention on me because they see me like once a year. So I know that my energy needs to be about them, and that, and maybe it's not all my energy that I turn it back outward, if you know what I mean. Like it just, it switches back out instead of it absorbing into me. And I can be a right old extrovert for a while if I do that, but I will walk out of there feeling like I've been, like an IV has been plugged into my arm and my energy just got all over the floor.
So do you think that you're being what people expect of you to the detriment of yourself?
You're digging in deep, honey. Yeah, I mean, like, this show is probably the most truthful I am to myself. And sometimes I say things that surprise myself when I'm on this show. And so it's because I am so outwardly focused sometimes about what other people need and what I should be doing and how can I support and how can I do, and all those questions that need to be answered. So my brain is always spinning in different ways. Like, this sounds like a good idea. How can we make this better? How can we do this better? What can we do for this? How can we make this event awesome? How can we create this opportunity for people? So,
but what if you couldn't? Would you honestly say to yourself, I can't? Or would you give 150% of all your energy, forgetting everything about yourself, to try and deliver on something for someone else?
I think it's not in my nature to not give 150% if I'm committed to it.
I know. Sometimes I just want you to say these things out loud so that you know it about yourself too. So you can identify when you're trying to give too much.
I know, and that's the problem, is that I will overpromise myself. I will give myself more.
I just want to let you know, and I don't want to interrupt you, that Mark just photobombed your podcast here in the chat room.
Did he really?
Yes, he did.
Did he tweet it?
No, he's in the chat room.
Oh, he's in the chat room. I was like, did you tweet anything? Hi, Lotwook. I'm our friend Lotwook, who is like he is the king of the photobomb. We missed you at BlizzCon, man. That was awesome. All right. As much as
yes, you can talk to me whenever, but make sure you do that giveaway so I can get rid of this thing.
I'm gonna do it next week because I don't have anything planned.
You've hang on for another week.
Oh my gosh, relax. You've had it for a week. You could hang on to it for another week. Jayonce,
oh my god,
would like to give his BlizzCon his what is that, carrying bag? The one that
it's
they
a
got
messenger bag?
Messenger bag. It was a messenger bag that they got. It says BlizzCon. It has all the logos of all the games on it. It also has all of the things, the prizes and things like that were part of it. The only thing that's been opened is the what is that thing?
The box.
The box thing. The adorable but deadly. I can't remember the name.
I don't know.
But he opened it up, and what's in it? What's in there?
Kerrigan.
It's Kerrigan. Okay, so we are going to figure out a way to give it away to somebody, and it's going to be United States only because he's going to mail it, so we don't want to spend a ton of money unless you want to help him with the Cupid Deadly. Thank you, Nika.
And just before anyone thinks that this is really something that I'm doing to be nice, I would love to throw it away, but I would feel bad, and I hate things. So it's not for me being nice, it's for me just wanting to get rid of this.
So I'll figure out a way to do this. I might just do a form and then, have people fill it out. And
that's boring. Make everyone color from a coloring book and take a picture and have a picture contest.
Wow, you're demanding.
That bag cost me like $200.
If you want to find an adult coloring book and get a picture that I can send out to people. You want to
find adult pictures on the internet?
No, not that.
Can do. People can color them in. This is turning out to be great.
I'm hanging up on you. Bye.
Have a good night. Bye.
Oh my gosh, Jayonce, you're the best. I love you, and you suck. Who else wants to be? Who else wants to be part of this fun? Because my goodness, this is turning out to be one hell of a call-in show. If you guys want me to give you a call, if I have your contact information, let me know. Otherwise, I will. I'll take your contact information. You could send it to me in there too. To clarify, Jayonce he has this thing about not liking stuff. And Grand Nagus, I'll grab you. Not liking stuff, and so that's why he wants to give away his BlizzCon bag. That's what it is. So no worries on that one. I'm going to bring Grand Nagus into the call here. Hi there.
Hey there.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you.
Now Grand Nagus is in Sweden?
No, Germany.
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 You are, what is it, 4 o'clock in the morning?
3:30, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Every week, Grand Nagus is here during our live show. He stays up. Or do you go to bed? Or do you?
I try to. Yeah. Well, since I'm not working anymore, I pretty much don't need to be anywhere at any specific time. So
Gotcha.
I really don't care about the time of day or whatever. So yeah.
I think that's awesome because, man, I cannot stay up that late. I need to go to bed at a certain time. If it's past that time and I don't sleep enough, it's going to be awful. So I give you a ton of credit for being here at 3, half past 3.
Yeah, that's exactly. You need to be somewhere, like at work, so
true.
you don't get enough sleep. So yeah.
That is so true. So what would you like to talk about on our call-in show tonight, my friend?
Seth says something about service people and people in the public eye. Like I've been a postman for 31 years,
Good for you.
and I feel that in Germany, at least, people like postmen, policemen, firemen, they really don't get that much appreciation, and it has been bothering me in my line of work for quite a few years, since it's not very cool to not be appreciated in the work that you do, and you do it for the public. You do a service to the people in delivering the mail or putting out the fire or keeping up security or what be it, or be it like the receptionist at some hotel or whatever, or be it at the register in a store. I think it's something that people need to take into account more, that there is the person standing in front of,
Yes.
and the person that takes the blame or the crap that you put that you throw at them, and that's like, yeah, it's a thing.
It really
Yeah, go
feels
ahead.
like people. Does it feel like you're invisible more, or that people treat you with disrespect?
More like people throw all their garbage at me. Like my if I talk to people or did talk to people about my line of work, it was just like, well, people, when I come to them with mail, they either don't want the mail I bring them because it's most likely junk mail or
Yeah.
bills. They don't want that, so they're mad or not appreciative, or they don't get anything, so they're mad or unappreciative as well because they expect something.
Right.
And then when it's bad weather or something, they are mad or unappreciative because the mail is wet or whatever from the rain. So and on top of that, when I get back to the post office, there is a new stack of mail I have to deliver on the next day. It's just getting rid of the stuff that you have in front of you, the
Yeah.
big pile of of mail. And if I look at a person that builds a house or does stuff with his hands and builds something, that constructs something, he can say at the end of the day, look, I built this house. Look, it's there for like 20, 30, 40 years. And I only have crap from people that I carry as mental luggage,
Right.
baggage. So that's stuff that, yeah, that really
It's-
bothers me.
It's tough, man. Because I think that there's a perception that certain service professions are lesser important than other professions, which is completely incorrect. I mean, as a mail carrier for 30 years, you've brought some of the most important news that people have received, whether it's good or bad, but you have brought them that stuff. But it's the strange, I don't know what it is, where there's a division there. And so I find, for me, that if when I've worked in professions where maybe they weren't as great of, in terms of respectfulness or, people respecting that role, is that I was like, I'm going to kill this person with kindness and I'm going to make them notice me. And I've noticed that when I do something like that, like a lot of smiling, hey, how's your day going? Not letting it bother me when they just ignore me or that kind of thing, but more just like, hey, I want you to, like, my mail carrier that comes to my office every day that I work when I work in the office, I always smile at him and I always say, thank you, have an awesome day. And he is very much a kind of like, he kind of looks at me nervously and goes, "Thank you." Like, he seems very tentative, and I wonder if he's just getting blasted by a bit. I'm so nice to this guy, it's kind of weird. Like, I'm really nice to him, and I think he doesn't understand, like, or he doesn't know what to do with that. So
it's probably he doesn't get that often enough.
That's true.
And I for sure haven't. So I would think maybe you even try to go up to tell him, like, I know that you what the stuff is, or like to all the people that listen to this, go and appreciate. It's not only a mail carrier. As I said, it's so many people. Tell them that they do a really good job and that they can feel appreciated for like a little while, like 5 or 10 minutes.
Just take a moment of your day and say, "Thank you for what you do for me." You know, thank you.
Exactly.
And that's the same thing. I do that with people who are behind counters at a grocery store, or, you know, a server at a restaurant, or that kind of thing, because I really understand what it feels like on your side. That, you know, you're going in there and people are kind of not seeing you. They're just seeing the person that brings their mail, and even that is not even that much being acknowledged. So I will tell you, Grand Nagus, thank you for everything that you do by coming here. And, you know, what you do for me is you're pretty much at every stream that I ever do. And I couldn't thank you enough for that, because it just means your support for what I do is amazing. And in the time frame that you live in, based on where I live in, that is a feat of strength. So thank you for what you do.
You're welcome. And I have to throw this thanks back, although you say you don't want to hear it, but let me take these couple of minutes to thank you from the bottom of my heart for what you and Marconin are doing with the Triple T community, and for them and for everyone.
Thank you. It's not that I don't want to hear it. It's just, no, the slash moves, we don't want the slash moves to be about us, because that's self-serving. That's the reason why.
Yeah, sure, I know.
Yeah, but it, you know, because we don't want it to be a self-serving thing, and we want it to be about you guys. But I certainly, you know, it's choking me up right now to hear that. So thank you.
You're welcome.
You have a wonderful night, my friend, and we will talk to you soon.
Yes, see you.
Bye. All right, I see something here from Nika, so I'm going to accept hers and give you a call and see what you have for me, Miss Nika. Miss Wicked Kitten 13. Are you going to answer? If not, then I'll call somebody else. It's okay. It's all right. But oh, it's not 9 o'clock yet. All right, Stone, I'm going to give you a call, actually, because I know that you said you have till 9. Stone, are you here? Let's see. Are you logged in? Let's see. Where did you go? There you are. All right, I'm calling Stone. Hi.
Hi.
Where did you go?
And I'm actually wearing
All right, I'm calling
shirt.
Stone. Oh, I hear myself echoing in your system.
Oh.
Hi.
Hi.
Where did you go?
And I'm
There you
actually
are.
wearing
All right, I'm
a
calling
shirt.
Stone. Oh,
There we go.
there it is. Like, that was a weird echo.
I had the stream going, that's why.
That's
Sorry.
okay. Nice shirt. I don't have you up on the stream, but he's got an awesome button-down blue and black swirly. Is that silk? Is that a silk shirt?
I don't know. It feels like it feels nice. It's not silk.
It looks awesome.
It feels
You can't
nice.
see me on Skype because my camera's pointed to the stream, but you can see me on the stream. So, how are you, sir?
Swimmingly fantastic.
Awesome.
Thing.
Stone is from WoW Challenges, and if you haven't heard his wonderful ads from the show, that is the man behind it, trying to deal with all of the stuff that's about to come with Legion and what that means for WoW Challenges.
Uh,
So what can we talk about for the show, for this call-in show tonight?
I didn't necessarily have any one thing, so how about ask me one thing?
Yeah.
Or
Let me pull one of our tell us one thing questions.
Yeah,
Because
there we go.
a lot of them are tied around Thanksgiving, which unfortunately you've already had a month ago, but you can deal with ours.
I wish we could have two.
Right? Okay.
Yep.
Let's see. Oh, you know what? I'm going to give you this one. Because it's from Restalian. He says, as I had many fan moments at BlizzCon, who was the last person you met and nerded out meeting? At BlizzCon, probably.
The last person I met,
Well, talking about who was the last person that you've nerded out about?
I really nerded out, was Metzen.
Oh, yeah.
We met him. My wife met him Thursday night, and she didn't know who it was, and she was like, I met somebody that I think is very, very popular. And I'm like, well, who was it? And she's like, I don't know. So I say, okay, well, was it Chris Metzen? And she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, okay, fine. Then let's just go find a picture. And it was him. And I was like, oh my God, you in the elevator alone with Chris Metzen. And you didn't like take a picture or anything. And she's like, no, because I don't know the guy. And I'm like, oh, I'm freaking out. And then the next morning, Friday morning, we were not going to be in line because we decided that we were going to go eat and all that stuff and come after. And coming down, we jumped on the elevator with Chris Metzen, and all of us were just, oh my God, you're awesome. And his head was down, and he wasn't being like, not being a jerk or anything. He was, you could see he's trying to prep himself for what he was about to get into.
Yeah.
And we were asked, and we more or less asked him, are you good to go? And he's like, I'm nervous, man. And we're just thinking here, we're like, dude, like, there's nothing to be nervous about, because every time he's out there, he kills it. He gets you up. And it was neat to see that person that we all think is, good to go. You can see that, no, he's a dude. He's like us. He's, he gets nerves and all that stuff. And of course, because we were all like, oh my God, Chris Metzen, we did not go get the picture. So, and then my wife began to make fun of us because, oh, well, why didn't you take a picture with him? I was like, I couldn't. And there goes my phone. Yay.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's awesome.
So that was my, I guess, fanboy thing.
That's very cool. So mine was meeting J. Allen Brack. And he is the senior vice president for Warcraft. When we went on our tour of Blizzard, my friends who brought us there actually brought us into his office, which was like, we walk up and there he is, and they're like, hey, these are our friends, just Jules and Kane. And I'm like, hi. So I'm wearing my Warcraft Warlords of Draenor shirt. I mean, I was wearing the concert tee to the concert, but he's like, I like your shirt, and I'm like, I like your game. It's just so weird. So yeah, so I thanked him. I said, you've been Warcraft fans for 9 years plus. It's amazing. Thank you for everything you do. He's like, well, thank you for playing it. And that was super cool. So I'd probably J. Allen Brack.
Wow.
Yes.
So can I say one thing before I go?
Of course.
BlizzCon was such a huge thing for me, and it really meant a lot to be able to be with my people. And it really felt like it was my people, and I'm going to go before I start having the feels, because I got big feels. And, with what you do, I know you don't like to hear it, but you guys have helped a lot. And it's not just you. Like, everybody's helped so much, and being able to be there meant a lot. Yeah. Like, a lot. And it was great to me, because I don't know if I'm going next year. I'm planning on going next year, but budgets and all that stuff. But still, it was such a huge experience, because it was my first one too. And so there. And I better stop before I got the feels going.
That's okay. You can have feels. It was a pretty intense and amazing experience, and it was so great to meet you. Seeing you there on Tuesday, sitting across the bar. I noticed you because you were there, and you turned a little bit, and I saw your hat, but you were kind of sitting away from where we were, and I said, "Hey, it's Stone." And so you turned and you looked at me, and I had Kane and I had Nate and Thule was there, and then you turned around and came over and sat with us, and we got this great picture together, you and me and Nate and Thule, which I love. It's one of my favorite pictures from BlizzCon. So there's some really special moments from that trip, and you were part of that.
Yeah, thanks. It was just, yeah, I was nervous at that point too. I mean, even though like I knew you, but it was like, oh, meeting for the first time, like face to face. Oh my god! And like social anxiety was just through the roof. But you know, you guys are all, and Nate especially was my bridge to everybody, and he was amazingly fantastic. I don't know what I would have done without him. So
that's so awesome. Thank you so much for all the wonderful memories, for the support of the party, and all the things you did. And we will talk soon.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.
See you later.
All right, I have Miss 2020 site who wants to come in and say hi, so I am going to grab her. Let's bring her into this lovely thing. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. It's 2020 site, everybody. Hi.
What's up? How you doing?
This call-in show is going better than I would have ever imagined. You guys are like, let's talk, and that's perfect. So, what would you like to discuss on this call-in show, my dear?
Well, I mean, I'm going to toss it back to you to decide. I had some comments about the self-sabotage with the weight loss, since that's something I've been dealing with for a year. And I guess I've been planning on writing this 1 year later since diabetes diagnosis blog, but it hasn't happened. Mm-hmm. But the good news is that at my physical last month, my hemoglobin A1C, which is also known as blood sugar, my numbers are in the totally normal blood sugar range. So ooh. I've been able to control my diabetes with diet and exercise, which is huge.
That's amazing.
There's a little bit of a celebration. But as to the self-sabotage thing, like, I was talking about this with some friends, a friend and my sister. We went for brunch. And I have noticed that the thing is you're always going to have days where you screw up.
Yeah.
Like, yesterday I ate, like, half a can of Pringles, and that was a bad idea. But the reality is, you get up the next day and you try again. Mm-hmm. And that's, like, self-sabotage. I have dealt with this forever. I'm 38. I have run into this problem a million times. And it's part of what landed me at... I've never admitted this number online or to anybody that any of us know. The day before BlizzCon 2014, I weighed in at 309 pounds.
Okay.
So that's what landed me at 309 pounds is emotional eating and continual self-sabotage. Because every time I would try, I would eat that half can of Pringles, to use it as a metaphor. Mm-hmm. So the trick is and no matter what the goal is, right? Like it could be I want to learn to sing. It could be I need to save X amount of money for Y objective. Like, no matter what the goal is, you get up the next day and you try again. And you don't beat yourself up over it. Because that's what I did for probably 15 years. And that's what landed me at 309 pounds and with type 2 diabetes. Mm-hmm. Is I beat myself up over the continual tripping and falling, the continual stumbles. And once I was able to, well, first of all, when I got diagnosed, I got mad. And that carried me through the first few weeks after diagnosis of, because my thing was emotional eating, and so when I would get angry, I would eat, but I was so angry I couldn't eat.
Right, and because you couldn't put yourself in a position to be, I mean, you could have easily swung into this, I'm mad at this and screw this, I'm not going to accept this and I'm just going to keep eating.
Right, exactly. But I knew that I either had a choice of lay down in front of the fridge and curl up into a fetal ball and eat the emotions, or go do something about it. And I think that it's serendipitous that I was diagnosed with diabetes after having all of the anatomy and pathology required to become a massage therapist, because I had a complete intellectual understanding of what happens to a body that has uncontrolled type 2 diabetes, and it's not good. And I was so mad that I put myself in a potential position to end up in that situation that I was like, I probably actually didn't eat enough for about 4 weeks after I was diagnosed. Like, I probably didn't eat enough food. So like, that got me through the first part of it. And I don't recommend getting diagnosed with diabetes as a catalyst to weight loss, but you know, it's what happened to me and it worked. So but the trick is, once you get past that emotional surge of I'm going to fix this, and you get to the part where this sucks, I don't want to go work out today, and I really want that Christmas cookie, because that was about a month after diagnosis.
Yeah.
Like, the trick is, get up the next day and start over and try and make positive progress that day. And you only worry about the day that you can control, because next week, you know, Thursday is Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
I can't make any decisions about Thursday until Thursday shows up. So I have to make decisions about Sunday evening at 8 p.m.
Right.
You know, so that's my trick to avoiding self-sabotage, is just stay in the moment, like, do the best you can. And when you eventually make a misstep or have a weak, quote unquote, weak moment, or you know, like, you learn from it and move on. Like, get up the next day and try again.
Yeah, and I think that's one of my biggest problems, is that I'm always looking farther into the future. I'm always looking down the road, and I think about it, and I think about what's coming, and I think about what I need to do, and I need to plan my day and my schedule and my week and my month and all those things, and it's exhausting. And so when it gets to that moment in the day where I'm just like, there's a candy bar sitting on the counter right there, I could eat it. And I'll just walk up to it and eat it. And when I'm feeling strong, when I'm feeling motivated, I can say, that candy bar doesn't need my attention right now. And these last few weeks after getting back from BlizzCon, actually it was even before BlizzCon where things started to slip for me, is just that I just had those moments where I was just like, F it, I don't care. And so that's what's been happening. And I've been in F it, I don't care mode for probably 4 weeks. But I do care. I know I care. But I get a dopamine hit every time that I eat something I shouldn't be eating. And that is probably the bad thing in itself.
Oh, yeah. The serotonin release from particularly chocolate is trouble, because it lulls you into, ooh, this is good. But, I mean, like, you know, this isn't just about weight loss. Like I said, it could be any goal, you know, and it's okay if you're saving money for a new PC, because let's put it in gamer terms, right? We all need a PC upgrade, you know, and then you go out and you spend $40 on dinner when you could have spent 10 and still gotten fed, you know, like, okay, I spent $40. I'm going to save, you know, 5 extra this week to make up for it. You know, like, you just try again.
Yeah.
Like, that the old axiom is correct.
It's true.
If at first you don't succeed, you try again.
Yeah, and that's the thing that you all have to do. And, you know, I would say that, you know, that's the nut that I still have to crack. And I've worked at it, and I trip and I fall, and, you know, I sit in front of a computer screen with a camera on me and say, yeah, I keep falling. And I keep trying again. And because I'm never going to give up. I'm going to have those moments and those blocks of times where I say, F it, I don't care, but I do care, you know, and it's important to recognize that. You know, I know right now that the one thing I'm going to need to do to really be serious about it is I need to change my frickin' schedule. But it's kind of hard for me to change my schedule to be able to work in time to work out consistently every week or every day. And so it's those things where I'm like, I'm going to have to make tough decisions that I'm not really ready to make yet. Either that's getting up earlier than I want to.
Yeah.
Or it's going to mean having to stop doing certain things that I want to do currently so that I have that time. And so it's just, you know, and those are the things where I'm like, I know what I'm doing to myself. I'm self-sabotaging myself. So, but it is what it is. And so, you know, I take on the small battles one at a time. And
that's all it is.
Yeah. And so these are the conversations that need to be had with all of you guys. I mean, I find that you all motivate me in certain ways. You know, we could have not done a show tonight. You know, but poor Marconin didn't have the ability to get into contact with me about being sick because he was with family and he was actually in the movies with his wife, and so he couldn't tell me he wasn't feeling well until it was like an hour before showtime. And so he's like, I'm so sorry, and I said, well, we could cancel, but then I said, why don't I just do something that's outside of my comfort zone, which is to do this. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I don't do shows by myself normally. And so it was this kind of like a crazy, like, F it, I'm just going to do it. And, you know, these are the conversations that result as part of it. So sometimes the universe tells you what you need to know. You know?
Well, yeah. And sometimes that F it attitude is a great thing, and sometimes it's self-sabotage. So tonight it was a great thing.
It's so true. Thank you, 20, for calling in. I appreciate your perspective on that topic in particular because you have a lot to share. And congratulations on the amazing work that you have done over the last 12 months to get where you are today. And I know that it's still continuing to be a journey for you, but I know that you've been working so hard. So congratulations on everything you've done.
Hey, thanks. I appreciate, I mean, you in particular have been very supportive, but I mean, all of our WoW people and our Moo Crew people, and I mean, everybody is so positive with one another online, and very rarely do we have that kind of negative stuff that happens. So I'm really grateful.
Thank you so much. And
that.
We will talk to you.
Awesome.
We will talk to you soon. Oh, you're lagging, I think. Bye, 20. We were having some lag there on the end of that call, but so bye, 20. We love you. All right, I'm going to bring in Miss Erlina because she has sent me in there. Not a problem. Hi.
Hello.
It's Erlina. Hi.
Hi.
What would you like to talk about on the show tonight?
I can take one of the tell us one thing questions.
Let's do it. All right. You want a Thanksgiving one? I've got a bunch of them.
Oh, sure.
Okay. So Will Seiler asked, jellied cranberry sauce from a can or chunky by actually boiling down cranberries?
It depends my mood, but I tend to go with the canned only because that's what I'm used to. It's kind of what we had all the time.
I know, this is the same thing for me. I mean, I've had the actual, like, cranberry sauce where you make it with the real cranberries and it's really good, but there's something about that sound that the can makes where it goes and it and then you
slice it into circles.
Yes, you slice it into the circles with the ridges. I mean, come on.
Yes.
And the other part of that question was sweet potatoes mashed or cubed and roasted. So mashed potatoes. All right, let me start over. Sweet potatoes mashed or sweet potato cube and roasted?
Actually, more baked. Actually, candied, but they're more whole when we do them.
How do you candy them?
Brown sugar. I can't remember exactly. It was my mother's recipe. I'm not even sure if we've had it in a while since she's passed, but yeah, that's usually how it was. It was just basically just baking them up, even just baking them up plain. Just, you know, we also have a bunch of diabetics in the family, so a lot of the sweet potatoes would be made plain without the candied. And You're just like a regular baked potato.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that sounds really good. See, I don't know. I think I'm making beef stroganoff for dinner for Thanksgiving this year, so I'm not making turkey or anything like that. So I might miss this part. I don't know.
Yeah, my sister's doing the main cooking with the turkey and stuff, because she lives with my niece and nephew with my father in the house we grew up in.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got all the room. And it's basically a turkey breast, because she likes having leftovers.
Yeah.
Probably some sort of stuffing, potatoes, and usually turnips.
Sounds like a good meal to me. So
Yeah.
do you watch the Thanksgiving Day parade, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade? Is that a tradition for you?
Used to be, but not really, because by the time I get over there, it's kind of like ending.
Yeah.
And we're just eating. Yeah.
We just go over there to eat. That is awesome. Well, Erlina, thank you for calling in. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and we will talk to you soon.
Okay.
Bye. All right, I'm going to bring in a friend of ours. Oop, I didn't mean to get the video in here. Sorry, Cuddles. It's Cuddles that's about to come in here. You don't have to trigger your video. I hit the wrong button, but that's okay. Hi. Hello? Cuddles?
Oh, you're good? I'm here. Sorry.
Hi. I hit the wrong button where I was like, I hit my camera. That's telling me I can't use my camera because my camera's on the stream. So yeah, it's Cuddles. Everybody, hi.
Hey, everybody. How's it going tonight?
Everybody's doing well. They're so excited to hear you in the chat room. Look at them.
Oh, hey, everybody.
They love our Cuddles. So what would you like to talk about? You said you had an update about your job situation.
Yeah, so nothing like insane. I'm still at the same place. So I'm still at my horrible soul-crushing job.
And if you guys don't remember, Cuddles wrote in a couple weeks ago, a couple shows ago, talking about his job and how he's interested in changing his career because they are really kind of a, as you said, soul-crushing, backwards, not supportive company that's really causing you some major stress and emotional letdown.
Yeah, definitely. It hasn't been a good environment, and my skills are stagnating, and that kind of career-wise, that definitely bothers me. And some of the feedback that you got on the show, and both the people reached out to me after the show was phenomenal.
Good.
Really kind of kicked me in the butt and made me realize that I needed to. It's kind of, I was okay with it, and I shouldn't have been okay with it. It's one of those things, hey, they give me a paycheck, I get to go in every day, like, this sucks, it's horrible, I'm going to complain, but not enough that I was actually ready to make a change. So I actually have a interview in about a week and a half for a position with a company out of Tampa, which is about 45 minutes away from me.
Okay.
And this company is actually looking to create a position around my skill set.
Are you kidding? That's amazing.
It would be working from home. It would be a little bit of travel involved, not much. But yeah, it would be an incredible job plus a substantial pay raise.
Whoa.
So
how did you hear about them? How did you wind up just going out and searching internet postings?
I reached out to some of my friends in the industry and just kind of said, hey guys, I need something. And one of them works for this company and actually took my resume, handed it to their CIO, which is their chief information officer. And he gave me a call. We had a great conversation, and I'm not even going in for like a real interview. Like we're going to have lunch together so that we can discuss how to make this work.
Oh my gosh.
So just really like excited, really cool. Even if I don't get this, it's opened up the door and kind of kicked my belief level to the next level that I can find something else. Because I think a big barrier was that self-doubt.
Yeah.
That, can I even get another job?
Mm-hmm.
My last few jobs I walked into, and I had talked about that a little bit, how I haven't interviewed in so long.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just the support of the Moo Crew and the community and everybody just kind of reaching their arms out and giving me a big old internet hug, and all the advice and everything. Just it's really helped. Like I said, even if I don't get this, there's other folks, and there's guys in the guild. Dr. Pope said that he was going to reach out to some folks in California, because that's where I eventually want to be. I want to be in Southern California.
Yeah, you would be so perfect for Southern California.
It's everything that it's surfing, video games, and technology. Like that's I should be there.
Yeah. I mean, that feels like it is the perfect fit for you. But for now, you know, for your family's sake, and the fact that you're by family still living in Florida, this opportunity sounds like it's something that's really come your way because you put the energy out there to say it was okay to take it in. You know, by writing that letter, you took the energy and turned it back outwards. And I will say that is one of the things that I probably do most when I do life coaching with people, is just to expose that opening of, that sounded really dirty, expose the possibility that that your thinking is very limited. You know, that you're thinking that this is the only way that life should be. And it's actually a lot more that could be had if you think in a different direction. Which you did.
Oh yeah. And it's like, really, I cannot say thank you enough. Number one, to this show for just giving a platform, because that's one of the things in life is you don't know where to go and ask these questions.
Yeah.
Like do you have like a lot of people, I guess, have trusted advisors and friends, and I don't. As I've grown older, I haven't had a whole lot of that in my life, and Tauren Think Tank's kind of been that to me. And it's very much appreciated, and I cannot say thank you to everyone that does Tauren Think Tank. I know we're not supposed to thank them specifically, but all the people involved in the showing of the show, and then the Moo Crew. It's just it's very much appreciated.
Well, it's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to hear a success story in the making. And you know that it happened because of the people that surround this community. I couldn't be prouder. So I'm so happy for you. Sounds like your little guy is in the background.
Thank you. That's actually my wife's. My wife is texting me from the next room. So this is how we live.
Your life is hilarious.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cuddles. We will talk soon.
Thank
Best of
you,
luck
Jules,
with
and
everything. Keep us posted on the interview stuff, okay?
Thank you, ma'am. And I'm loving the solo show. Way to go.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm liking it too. It's been a lot of fun for me. All right. I'm hanging up now. Bye. Before I take another call, I just wanted to make a small side note based on what Cuddles just said too. You know, it's an interesting thing that we find with all of this community and the way that things evolve. Like, and we're in our 3.5 years now. I mean, May is going to be our 4th anniversary. That there's an evolution that's happened with Tauren Think Tank that is not something that we are kind of in control of. It just happens. And one of the things that I have found in the last couple of months, probably in the last year, ever since Marconin came in as part of this team, is that we've evolved into something that is very magical. The community aspect of Tauren Think Tank has always been there, but it's become much more tangible with the creation of the chat room, with the creation of the GroupMe that was created by you guys, and that you do. You've created your own community, and as Cuddles really well put it, it's like there's a networking or a trusted confidant or connection that becomes apparent. And I watched this when I watched the GroupMe and the people interacting in the chat room about how people tend to connect with each other around this show. And it's so magical. Like, there's no way you can bottle this. There's no way you could do it on your own. You have to just let it happen. And I literally sit in awe every week and I watch it happen, and it astounds me. And the reason that I tell you guys, and that we both tell you guys not to give us /moves, is because this show really, it is so much not about Marconin and I. I mean, we lead it and we make it happen and we produce it and we create the letter, or we create the show that you may send in from our letters, your letters, I should say. But it's like we have the ownership of the show, but it's not ours entirely. And that's awesome. So I have to thank you guys so much, because there are times where I get very overwhelmed emotionally by how amazing this is. And it's something that I never, ever want to see go away. Ever. So thank you guys so, so much for everything that you do to make this experience something that I'll never forget. And I hope that we can continue to do in some way, shape, or form for as long as you'll let us. Because holy crap, it's pretty freaking awesome. So that is my little side note based on what Cuddle says, because I really had a lot of realizations during BlizzCon, especially about what my role is and what my job is. I don't want to use the word job, but what I do, and it's really cool. So it's very, very cool to be able to have the trust and confidence from all of you to be able to do that. So, all right, enough mushy crap. Let's talk about you guys again. Is there anybody else who wants to give a call in? Otherwise, I will give out our /moves and we will call it a good show. Because, man, this was fun. We might have to do this more often. I think this might actually be a thing. So, very, very cool. So, last call for anybody who wants to give a call in and talk about a discussion topic or tell us one thing question. Otherwise, I'll get some /moves out there in there. Alessander, do I have you on my Skype? That's the question. If I don't, here's my Skype name. And we can add you in there. I don't know if I have you, though, because that would be the question. If not, you can poke me in Skype and let me know that I have it. There it goes. All these people. I love you, people. Oh, I'm kind of scanning in here. Okay, Alessandra is going to get in here. She's going to send me a contact request, and we can do that in there, too. Oh, Grand Nagus, thank you. I appreciate that. When you're here at now it's probably a 4:15 in the morning. I can't stay up that late, dude. Like, I'll wake up in that. My brain will wake me up in that frame. But yeah, there we go. I see a contact request. Accept, and I will call it. I shall call it right now. Ringing. It's ringing. Alessander.
Good morning, Jules.
How are you?
I'm actually doing pretty well.
Good.
I've had a long time problem though.
Okay. Lay it on me.
It's kind of mild, and this is gonna shock you, but it's actually about WoW.
Okay, bring it on. We haven't had one of those yet.
I know, which is weird for a WoW podcast.
Right.
I've had a long term, and I'm not alone. Frustration, problem, fatigue with WoW, and I don't want to be this way. And I've been trying to find like little things I can do. Like I like the pet battles. I like herbalism. I like hanging out doing old worlds. I do pet runs. I mean mount runs, and there's lots of things I still like about the game, and I still do them.
Mm-hmm.
And I, of course, totally all over BlizzCon, which mostly left me flat with a few things that were just awesome, but mostly it was just kind of like, yeah, okay, we knew all that. Yeah, and it was just kind of pleasant.
So you absorbed a lot of stuff from the BlizzCon announcements and thought, yeah, this is great, but, not necessarily feeling like this is the love that I used to have for the game.
Yes. And I don't know if it's me that I'm just getting old and I don't have the time for it. I don't raid anymore because I don't have the time, and I can't grind anymore because I've been grinding for 15 years, and, that part is over, definitely. But I mean, I can't just say like I'm done, because I'm not. Because it's a nice place to go.
Yeah.
It's like I tell people at work, when I'm going on vacation for a week, I'm not going to Florida or France or Japan. I'm going to Azeroth
Yeah.
because it's a really cheap but really lovely vacation.
Mm-hmm.
And none of the other MMOs do it for me, and I don't know why. I don't know what it is about this one, and maybe it's just I've been here for so long that that's just like embedded into me. But is it?
You just
I'm not going to do the beta because I don't want to know, like, redo all the questing again and again because I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah.
So, okay, in 9 months' time, hopefully less, when the night comes, I'm going to be super excited because that's the best night of the whole game, is watching the complete disaster that is launch night. But after that, I don't know.
So I guess you're looking for something to keep you to find the love again in this 9-month period, and hopefully it will hit again if that doesn't happen. Is that kind of what we're looking at?
Kinda, or is it? It's just normal that we've been together 11 years, Blizzard and I, and it's just the bloom's gone. We're still here. We're all right. We're not fighting. But
you're speaking my language right now, and I don't know if you know this, but I'm having the exact same issues as you with WoW right now. I don't talk about it a ton because I try not to focus on the negative stuff because it frustrates me. I have played WoW. You've played longer than I have, it sounds like, but I've been playing for 9 years. And I've never been in a position like I am now where really nothing in the game gives me any enjoyment anymore. And I raid with my raid team mainly because I have made a commitment to them and I don't want to give that up. And I don't want to let them down because they very much enjoy raiding as a team. And so I look at it, but anything else, I want my attention elsewhere outside of World of Warcraft. And I've never been in this position before because I've always had a love for the game, but I've actually considered whether I would want to keep my subscription going, and that was like scary. So in order to counter it, I went and like ordered Legion because I'm in complete denial, right? So,
Baby Winston Pet, I mean, come on.
But I know Baby Winston Pet and all the stuff that I got in every other game, which is so sweet. But the thing about it that I've realized, and maybe this is me just kind of accepting it, is that I've just started to believe that it's not necessarily like I'm a bad person because I don't enjoy playing the game currently. And if I really wanted to force myself to do it, I would probably play a class that I've never really spent a lot of time with and pretend it would be like going out on a date with your longtime boyfriend, girlfriend for the first time and pretending you just met. Now, you said you're an alcoholic, so I don't know if that's a possibility, but I think that's probably what I would do.
Demon Hunter.
I'm sorry?
Demon Hunter.
Demon
obviously.
Hunter. Yeah, and so Demon Hunter would probably be the new date with the longtime partner.
The sexy date.
I just met you in the bar, but I know I've known you and I watch you like pee with the door open, but that's fine.
I am so prepared, Illidan.
So I think that's what I would probably do is I would probably mentally trick myself to say I've never played, and maybe it's a combination of class and race. Like I've never played a I've never played a Tauren druid before. And so I'll just, I'll pretend this is my first time playing the game as a Tauren druid, and then I probably get through about halfway of it and be like, screw this is boring. I've been through this stuff all over again. I'm so tired of it. So what I've been doing right now is I've been really immersing myself in other games that are enjoyable to me. So Heroes, of course, has my attention. And I played so Life is Strange. I played that. I played the Game of Thrones Telltale series, but I've kind of come to accept that I'm not gonna feel like that about WoW right now, and that's okay.
Okay. That
And
works.
so and there was a lot of people in the chat room that have been giving suggestions about, you can read blogs and you can watch videos, say, hey, are you bored in WoW? But you've been doing all that stuff.
I kind of do listen to podcasts now and then.
Yeah, and so you do all that stuff anyway, where you're going out there and you're looking for new ideas, and you're someone who is very well versed in this community, so you know all of the things that you could do. I mean, PvP, gold making, pet battles, crafting, make a new character, do the Iron Man challenge. You could do any of that stuff. But maybe it's more about saying, it's okay if I don't really have the love right now. Excuse me, I'm hiccuping. So I think that it's just those balancing things. I know it's kind of a cop-out answer, but it's the answer that I have right now because I've kind of accepted it, that right now it's okay that Jules doesn't love WoW right now.
And maybe it's actually good to take a little break now, and then when Legion actually comes out, then I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
There's always that.
And it's just giving yourself the space to understand that, you're not breaking up with a long-term lover and breaking someone's heart because you're not playing WoW anymore or right now. But you can definitely say, hey, I'm coming back in Legion and I'll be ready and I'm going to stay out of the beta so everything is really cool and fresh to me.
Okay.
That's my answer. So I wish you a ton of luck, and if you find something that really trips your trigger on that,
I really love watching Star Wars Battlegrounds or Battlefield on the Twitch, because it's getting me this massive Star Wars fix right now that's just really, really hyped for the movie.
Yes.
I'm really, really into that.
And boy, this is the time you can give that focus right now on Star Wars, and that's okay. Gives you a little extra time in your day.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thanks for your question.
Thank you for doing what you do.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much, and we will talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye. All right. We are around 9:24. We've been going for an hour and a half, so I think I'm going to wrap things up at this point by doing our slash moves and kind of getting ourselves out of here. I really do appreciate this amazing show that you guys helped me put together. This is awesome. Better than I would have ever imagined. So much more fun. And this will definitely be a thing. It's very, very cool. So let's do some slash moves because we've got them right here. First, I got to go find them. From WoW Challenges. Sorry for the book of slash moves. Lots of stuff had to be said. I had another 5 or 6 more. Slash moo to Cuddles for transferring his hotel room to me. It really helped to keep my walking to a minimum. Slash moo to CTR for making me feel welcome and understanding my transitional situation. From Memeth, slash moo to Alpheus on Earthen Ring, who gave me the Medallion of the Legion to get me exalted with Chief Vol'jin Headhunter. I don't know what that is, but that's okay. From Zeph AIE, slash moo to Draven Dresden because he didn't drive in the ice. Hands a cup of cocoa. Good idea. Good idea. From Ben the Mage, slash moo to the Play Overwatch team. I haven't had this much fun in a game in quite a while. The next one. I'd like to give a big slash moo to the Badge Babes. They created an amazing chat group for artists and crafters to be a part of. And then there was a grin emoticon, sorry. I've never felt so comfortable with a group of people, and nor have I ever felt this excited to talk to other artists. Thank you for making me feel welcome. From Sirius. This one next, a slash moo to folks all over dealing with depression in any of its screwed up, messed around forms. Find a reason, grasp at whatever straw you need to, so you can hang on to it till the worst passes. From Lady Birdness. Hear, hear. I second that 100%. From Lisa L. slash moo to the World of Warcraft team that's designing the new gear in the next expansion. The artifact weapons are fresh, exciting new models, and when you look at them end to end, the diversity in the models, texture, and colors show in their creative energy. It's about time we see some of the wonderful things from Diablo designers flowing into this game, including the art. I can't wait to see the gear pieces. I hope they have that similar Diablo inspiration to them as well. /move for the very skillful work showcased to date. And finally, from Marty C, /moo to my friends who are helping me stay strong during hard times. Bless you guys. Those are our /moos, and you can send in a /moo to the show at questions@taurenThinkTank.com. That is how you can send them in to us. And you can also send it to us on our Twitter, which is @TaurenThinkTank, and anytime during the week. But we ask for them on the day of the show, which is on Sundays. So you can send them at any point, but we'll remind you on Sunday so you can send it in. Our show is available on iTunes and Stitcher Radio. It's also available on our website at TaurenThinkTank.com. Our normal show format actually has us answering questions from you guys. And we did that all night on this call-in show, but most of the time for our show, it's letters that Marconin and I do our discussions together. So we'll hopefully be back to our normal format next week. I'm sorry if this is your first time listening to us. It's not our normal format, but you guys can hear all the cool stuff from our community to know and be a part of that. Speaking of our community, if you guys want to join up on the Triple T chat room that's done in GroupMe, you can be a part of it. And we have people joining every week. It's very, very cool. I think we're up to like 85 people that are currently in there. And they're so, so nice and welcoming to new folks. You can go to tinyurl.com/TTTGroupMe. That's tinyurl.com/TTTGroupMe. And you can sign up and be a part of that chat room. It's completely free. Just be nice to each other. That's all we ask. So go check it out because it's super cool. If you hang out in our chat room during the live show, many of our folks are there, and they are super, super cool. Let's see. What else? That's it. Oh, it's 88 people now, Draven Dresden said. That's amazing. And it just keeps growing every week. So, and I'll tell you, the conversations that are had can range from World of Warcraft to life to what's going on with the weather to silly pictures to memes. It's awesome. I'm really, really proud of the community that's formed around this show and around our fans who get to know each other and split off and meet each other and have friendships and create groups and go on runs and WoW and play Heroes together and play Overwatch together. It's just super, super cool. So there we go. Oh, what else? So this week, tomorrow at 2:00 Central, I am going to do another episode of A Case of the Mondays with Pat Crane. It's my friend. We do our silly show, and that is a fun time for you if you're able to be around 2:00 p.m. Central Time, twitch.tv/Zug, Z-H-U-G. That is our show. We listen to cool music. We talk about silly news. We talk about what's going on in our worlds. It's pretty awesome. So that is that. And with that, it's a show. Let me go ahead and play the outro and do all the normal things that I do, but I'm reading it all. Here we go. Tauren Think Tank is a proud member of the Signals Media All-Star Network. Find out more about the other great shows in the network by going to signalsmedia.com. Our voiceovers are done by two uber mages, Arcane and Marconin. You can find us outside the show on our website, TaurenThinkTank.com, which has all of our podcasts and information on how to get in touch with us. Thank you to all who support our show via Patreon. If you would like to help out Triple T, you can do so at patreon.com/TaurenThinkTank. You can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/TaurenThinkTank. You can find us on Twitter for the show at TaurenThinkTank. You can find me, Jules, at JulesRPG, and you can find my lovely poor sick host, Marconin, at Marconin Wow. We miss you, Marconin. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, chat room, for being with us tonight and hanging out every Sunday night at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time right now. You can find the video stream at twitch.tv/TaurenThinkTank and our mobile audio stream through Alpha Geek Radio at tunein.alphageekradio.com. We love seeing you here with us. I must give a special, special thank you to everyone who called in tonight to make this an amazing show. I couldn't be happier, and I will definitely do this again. So thank you all for being amazing, because you are. So that's it. It's a call-in show. I haven't done one of these in forever, and it was pretty damn awesome. So we will be back next week with a regular show. But I hope you enjoyed this one as well. So, for myself, for Marconin, for the currently working Arcane, for the entire chat room, until next time, /moo, everybody.
Tauren Think Tank. We make your problems less.
Ooh, my soundboard crashed. Whoops. Let's try that again, shall we? Oh, that's not what I wanted. My soundboard crashed, damn it. I had it perfect. No. Why do I have to sign in? Let me fix that. Why did that crash? Big butthead. Come on, soundboard. You can do it. Here. All right.
Tauren Think Tank. We make your problems less bad.
This podcast is a part of the Signals Media All-Star Network. For more information on this and other fine shows, go to signalsmedia.com. It's okay to stick our stuff in your ears. Really?
Really? Oh, it was you, Shank. That's what it was. Yeah, it's one edit. One big whooping edit. That's fine. I actually have to edit the whole thing. I have to chop it and, you know, push it together and all that stuff. So, but that's okay. You guys rocked it. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Like I said, I was like nervous and unsure that this was going to work. And previous call-in shows, we haven't done a call-in show since Marconin joined the show. And in the earlier days of Triple T, we did call-in shows that were kind of awkward. Ooh, awkward. So I was been a little gun shy ever since because it was a little hard to do it, and our community wasn't even close to what it is today, and so I should not have been worried at all. Shouldn't have been worried at all because you guys rocked it. I didn't do anything. You guys did it all. So one of the things that I've been thinking of is trying to do something with this more often. You know, probably doing like a call-in thing every once in a while based on what we can do. But we also wanted to do more gaming, which we haven't been able to do as well. It's like life is busy. It's got a little, excuse me, I've got the hiccups. A little bit easier ever since the Well Played party has been put to bed, occurred, and done. I just brought all the stuff that we had, all the extra merchandise and all the gear and materials and things like, you know, stickers and pens and Post-its. I put all that stuff in the basement yesterday, so it's put away for a while. So, but, Jayonce, you're talking about me and my Murky. I should have talked about Murky, man. I get really, really giddy when I play Murky because he's just so freaking fun and he's so silly. So it's so silly. You know, let me give you the link for the group me. Hang on just a second. tinyurl.com/tttgroupme. I'm going to paste it in here. There it is. That's the group me. You can go and sign up for GroupMe. It's super cool. The only thing I would recommend, if we haven't talked about it before, but I know we have, GroupMe is available on your mobile device and through a browser. And if you've got it on your mobile device, it will send you alerts. And we have people that are available 24 hours a day in that GroupMe, and they're all time zones, all parts of the country. So it is a something that you probably want to mute so it doesn't buzz and wake you up if people are having a nice conversation about the sunshine when it's 4 a.m. So just warn you in there. The best, yes, the Murky pick, that was the best. The championships were during BlizzCon. I was in that audience when Cloud9 picked Murky, and I went nuts. Oh my gosh, we went nuts. It was so cool. And I hadn't even played Murky before, but I knew how cool he was and how much of a different pick he was. But what now that I know how he's played and I know the strategy of how he's played and how much of a pain in the ass he is as a character, as a toon, as a hero, it's just to watch him. I have to watch that again because it was just like he is so much fun. I was playing last night, Jay on site. I think I told you Rhaegar, the Rhaegar that was on our team. Yeah, I did hit him with the arm. You're right. But the Rhaegar that was on our team last night, he didn't understand how to play with a Murky, and so he used his ultimate to heal me. Where I'm born to die. Like, as a Murky player, you're gonna die a lot because you're basically trying to annoy the crap out of the other team and let them kill you and get them away from your team. And so he burned his ancestral heal, which is like the massive cooldown, to heal me up, and I was like, oh no. No, don't do that. You can't do that. Yeah, the Rhaegar that refused to heal you because you were a snot. Well, you weren't a snot to that guy. He was actually pretty nice. So I don't have my Garrus cam on, but he has now just decided that he wants to climb up here, and he is doing the upside down Superman right now. He's so freaking cute, this kitty. He wasn't here all night, and now he decides to show up. It was awesome to talk to you, Zeph. Thank you for being the icebreaker. The one that called in first and said it was okay for everybody else. That was awesome. That was very cool. All right, my lovely chat room. I want to thank you guys for being here tonight and hanging out, dealing and working through a different type of show. It was very appreciated. And, send Marconin your well wishes so that when he wakes up, he'll see everybody missed him. Don't tell him how much fun we had, okay? Because don't tell him how much fun we had without him. Because we didn't really have much fun. But we did. It's okay. All right, you guys. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get the show posted. And we'll call it good. So have a wonderful week. Happy Thanksgiving to all of our American friends. If you are not American, you've already had your Thanksgiving in Canada, so we already wished you happy Thanksgiving a month ago. But no, there's not those show titles, man. I will just probably make it Call Me, because that was the one that started it all. Call me online. That was really bad too. All right, guys, I'm out of here. /boo. Bye.